On June 13th, just before 9 in the morning, a section of ground inside Yellowstone National Park cracked open without warning. Boiling water shot into the air. Rocks flew. Visitors ran. By the time it was over, the park had a brand new feature that did not exist the day before. A pool of boiling water, sitting where solid ground used to be. USGS scientists have a name for what's happening underneath it, but so far, they haven't told the public how long it's going to keep happening. Stick with me, because what they found afterward is the part that should actually worry you. Most people think of Yellowstone as a park. Geysers, bears, Old Faithful, a place you visited once with your kids or grandkids. But underneath that park is one of the most dangerous geological structures on Earth, a reservoir of molten rock so large that when it has erupted in the past, it didn't just destroy a state. It changed the climate of the entire planet for years afterward. And for the first time in decades, that system just did something it hasn't done in over 500,000 years. Here's the timeline, and it matters because the order of events is what has researchers paying closer attention than usual. On the morning of June 13, 2026, a hydrothermal explosion tore open the ground in Biscuit Basin, a thermal area just northwest of Old Faithful. The explosion happened near Black Diamond Pool, and it left behind new water-filled fractures in the earth. Within days, something strange happened. A brand new pool of boiling water formed at the site, created by the ground itself, collapsing in on the empty space the explosion left behind. Locals gave it a nickname. Scientists gave it a file number. Now, hydrothermal explosions aren't new at Yellowstone. They happen. But here's the detail. Most news outlets buried. USGS researchers have openly admitted that hydrothermal explosions are notoriously difficult to predict. There is no early warning system for this, no siren, no alert on your phone. It just happens. And then the ground is different forever. Now here's where it gets bigger than one boiling pool. Yellowstone doesn't just have hydrothermal explosions, it has a history of something far larger, full caldera-forming super eruptions. Over the last 2.1 million years, this system has produced 3 of them. The most recent one happened roughly 640,000 years ago. That eruption is the reason the park looks the way it does today. The wide, sunken landscape you see in photos isn't a valley. It's a crater. You are looking at the scar. Based on that history, researchers estimate the annual odds of another one happening at roughly 1 in 730,000. Sounds comforting until you remember that odds don't come with a calendar. They don't know if that number means next year or 100,000 years from now. That silence, that we don't actually know, is the part nobody wants to say out loud on the news. You'd think with all our satellites, seismographs, and GPS stations, we'd see this coming from a mile away. Years of warning. Time to prepare. Here's the uncomfortable truth researchers have started admitting. Scientists studying Yellowstone have looked at Mount Toba, another supervolcano in Indonesia, to understand what warning signs look like before a massive eruption. What they found was not reassuring. Evidence suggests the warning signs before a world-changing eruption could be minimal, not the slow, decades-long build-up people assume. Let that sink in for a second. The eruption that reshapes a continent might not announce itself with years of rumbling. It might look a lot like background noise, like the 118 small earthquakes Yellowstone had last month alone, like a boiling pool that appears out of nowhere in June. Current monitoring puts Yellowstone's alert level at normal, with no unusual uplift or sinking of the caldera detected since the start of the year. On paper, everything is fine, but normal for a system like this has a very different meaning than normal for anything else in your life. If a full eruption ever did happen, here's the scale we're talking about. Researchers agree that whether Yellowstone released 500, 750, or 1,000 cubic kilometers of ash and debris, the outcome would be catastrophic for the entire country, regardless of the exact number. Ash wouldn't just fall near the park. It would travel across state lines, affecting agriculture, air travel, and daily life for millions of Americans who have never even been to Wyoming. And the part that surprises people most: initial eruptions tend to break through wherever the ground above the magma chamber is weakest, meaning the exact location isn't fixed in advance. The system decides, not us. This is why researchers watch every small event, every earthquake swarm, every new pool, every inch of ground movement, like pieces of a much bigger puzzle. Not because any one of them is dangerous on its own, but because nobody knows which piece is the one that starts the countdown. Here's something most people don't realize. Yellowstone isn't a standalone volcano. It's the current, most active expression of a volcanic hotspot that has been alive for at least 17 million years, quietly tracking northeast across the Snake River Plain as the continent drifts over it. In other words, this isn't a one-time freak event sitting under a national park. It's a 17 million-year-old process that is still running right now, and Yellowstone just happens to be where it currently sits. That's not fear-mongering, that's geology, and it's exactly why the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory has spent 25 years, a full quarter century, doing nothing but watching this one place every single day. So where does that leave us? Yellowstone is not erupting. It's not about to erupt tomorrow. The alert level is normal, and it has been for a long time. But the ground just did something it hasn't done in decades. A new boiling pool exists that didn't exist a month ago. And the scientists who study this place for a living have admitted on the record that the biggest warning signs might not look like warning signs at all until it's already begun. That's not a comfortable thought, but it's the truth. And in a place like this, the truth is worth more than false comfort. If this is the kind of story you want to actually understand, not just get scared by, hit subscribe, because we track these updates as they happen, not months later. And if you were surprised by anything in this video, let me know in the comments. I read every one of them.